Hey,
Hey.
we just saw a movie.
We
saw a
just
movie. I don't know the words to Frozen.
Yeah.
The movie we saw was Frozen.
Both
and yeah, the other movie we saw was Frozen too. So
it was all Frozen. It's a Frozen day.
yeah, even though it's pretty warm in here. What'd you think about the movies? Frozen 1 and Frozen 2.
Well, I know we're very, very late to the game.
Yes, we're 4 years late to the first one.
The first one was in 2013, so math.
Wow,
yeah,
really?
We're real late, real late to the game on that one. And then Frozen 2 just came out in 2019.
Yeah, November.
So we're just a little bit slower to that party.
Yeah, we're on time for not having children.
Yeah, I think we're good. Hi Jenny, if you're still there.
Hey.
I
forgot which
think
camera to look at.
This camera.
Just look between the two of them. Hey, I'm talking to you.
Yeah. I liked them. I think.
You think? Why?
I enjoyed them.
Why?
Why did I enjoy them?
What did you enjoy about them? And what did you like them? You think about them?
Well, that's what this whole podcast we're gonna get to. This whole thing.
Yeah.
I can't just give it all right now.
Might as well.
All right.
We can't do our normal thing, and because we're talking about two movies.
Right.
We got to be very concise.
We're not gonna run through the movie, but I think that okay, so Frozen. I feel like I may make some of those like very unpopular opinion statements in this movie. So
okay.
Yeah. But overall, I enjoyed the story of the first one. With the whole love your sister thing. I called it. I figured this is not gonna be a fall in love with a man story. Felt like it was gonna be
fall
like
in love with your family.
Right. And I was right. I was wrong about the second movie. I thought it was gonna have a big like Disney fairy tale wedding at the end, as they always do, with the big hoopla and the big castle wedding and all that. And it was all just implied. And it didn't really do the wedding. But I was right that she did end up married in the second one.
Did they actually marry? You said it was implied.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Pretty sure. Actually, I don't know. I just assumed they had been. She was queen. I assumed
That's
he was.
True.
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, we didn't know if it was like, who's the guy who's hopefully recovering from COVID? Not Boris Yeltsin. What's his name?
Oh, Boris
Johnson. Is that his name?
I don't know.
Michael Johnston?
Not Michael. I know it's definitely Boris something. Boris Crazy Hair.
Yeah. So yeah, him and his girlfriend are expecting a kid, and he's prime minister and not married. So,
okay.
Who knows? Frozen could be throwing that your
from
way.
the past.
What?
Is this a new development for him, or since
his wife's been pregnant for a little bit,
but not for as long as they've been making Frozen?
No. I'm talking about. You just said you don't know if they were married. You said that she was queen.
Yeah.
Her being queen isn't defined by her being married.
Exactly.
She could just have a boyfriend.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
She could have a living boyfriend.
Sure. You know what? Actually, I was wondering in the first movie if Kristoff was living in the castle. Wait, or is that the second movie? They're all running together now. It was the second movie. He hadn't proposed yet, but he was in his bathrobe and they were playing games. And I was like, I guess they all live in the castle now. I don't know.
Well, hopefully the castle has enough rooms. You would think they would be.
Yeah, because I mean, she did want to invite all his brothers to live there too. So it's a castle. Yeah. It's kind of. It's not like you're really cohabitating.
But you could be because their parents are dead.
Also, they could
Spoiler
be. Yeah.
Alert.
And just people do what they're gonna do.
It's a Disney film. Your parents are always dead.
Yeah,
or at least one of them.
I wrote that down. I said, "Yep, Disney parents are dead."
If both of your parents are dead in a movie, it's not a Disney film. Not unless it's live action. Actually, live action films, a lot of times parents are still alive.
But sometimes just one. A lot of times, if it's a Disney, you have one parent. Maybe.
It's true.
If you're lucky, you have one parent.
What's up, Jim? We miss you too. If you're still there. He's like, we miss you, and then like left.
Right. Miss you, bye. Well, okay, so what's your overall, what did you think about this?
I liked it better than I thought would have. It is the music was better than I thought it was gonna be. Because obviously I don't think anybody was immune to hearing "Let It Go."
Immune.
So that's the real virus.
Right.
So that thing was everywhere and still is, and so I didn't know for sure if every song was gonna be like that. But I think there's a lot of good music and the story. I didn't really know where the story was going. There's so many
You
different
asked a
stories.
lot of questions in the second movie. You were very confused.
I was because I didn't know. Yeah, like they expanded on her powers and all, and I was just like, wait, who is like what powers does
It
she
was
have? And
confusing
who are
for
these
you, yeah.
people? Yeah. So, but the music was good. Yeah, I didn't know where the story was going for sure in the first one or the second one, but I think because Disney has finally learned that people are sick of like the same old story, so I never know now where they're gonna go. And if it's a Pixar movie, I have no idea where they're going.
So they actually, when you say that, because I was reading up a little bit on Frozen on the Wikipedia, and it was talking about it's based on, or it was inspired by Hans Christian Andersen's The Snow Queen, which I have no idea what that story is. But
I think I remember
that's
that.
where it originated, and then took like some odd crazy number of years before it morphed into this. So they tried to make this movie or some sort of version of the Snow Queen since like I know there was a big push in the 90s, but I think it started even before that.
Uh-oh.
You guys hear that? That's like our elevator or
Our
someone
elevator's
stomping in the
gotten
hallway.
worse and worse.
I don't know. I'm afraid of
There's
the
a
elevator
goblin.
now, guys. If we go missing, we might just be in our elevator.
We're in the elevator.
Yeah. Okay, but what was I talking about?
You were
Oh,
talking
the
about
story.
the Snow Queen.
Okay, the Snow Queen. So, somebody got involved with the movie and was like, because I guess the Snow Queen has a different story, obviously, but they decided they were looping in this whole true love was going to be the answer. But somebody came on board and was like, no, we need to switch this up. Disney, it's tired. Disney has done too many of the like true love's kiss, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna mix this up and we're gonna make them sisters. And that's gonna be where the true love comes in. So somebody else also had the same thought of like, we gotta mix Disney up. Got a new twist on this.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed. I like that.
Well, I think that's, out of the last few podcasts we've done, that's kind of been the theme is falling in love with your family and coming to terms with the relationships that you have and who you are and all these different things. So I think this is just like another movie that kind of falls into that, with especially since a lot of people are hung up in their homes with their families.
Learn to love them.
And not pulling away from people and stuff like that. So I think they did a good job at that because it's just like being tied up and pining over a dude is kind of,
right.
That's for people on Tinder. I don't know nothing about Tinder.
Hey, Mark.
So, yeah, I had to write these down because I never remember names of people in movies.
Oh, yes, me kept asking, who is that? Who is this? Who is that? Who is it?
I just put Elsa, Ice Girl, Anna, the other one. I wrote a note like totally weird in here.
You have no idea what you meant?
So in the beginning it was interesting that Elsa
Ice Girl?
Ice Girl, she doesn't have hardly a relationship with her little sister. And then when she finally comes out of her self-exile, her sister's just kind of like, hey, what's going on? I want to get married. And then all of a sudden her sister's acting like they know each other and she's her mom. It's like, you can't get married. You don't know this guy and blah, blah, blah. And like that sets off the whole movie.
Well, she was the queen and she was the older sister. So she felt like she had a little bit of authority, I guess, too, because they did come ask her like, we want your blessing. So she was free to say no.
That's true. I just think it was kind of weird because she doesn't even know her sister. So all she knows her sister is from talking through a keyhole.
Right.
So It's not. You're not really a good judge of character.
Right, right.
I know trying to marry somebody in one day is not the best thing. The only example I have is Bonnie Donabucci.
What?
Was it Donnie Bonaducci? Donnie Bonaducci?
Are you sure it's not Bonnie Donaducci?
Shabba dabba doo.
Bonnie? No. Donnie Bonaducci.
Yeah.
He married somebody after one day?
One day, yeah.
Oh.
Remember that Being Bonaducci thing we used to watch? And he was like,
I remember.
Steroids and raging all the time. And she was like, why did I marry you? And it's like, well, that's what happens after one day. You don't really know somebody's.
Yeah, I didn't remember it was after one day.
Mm-hmm.
But I did write that down. I think I said, who the heck is this guy? That's all. It's like, you're going to marry him in one day. Who the heck is this guy?
That's when I was confused and I didn't know if it was going to be one of those kind of Disney movies where she's just kind of like, I love this man. We had a great time. We walked around. Like we went on a 17-mile walk because they went through all these different parts of it.
Oh, yeah. All within 3.5 minute song. They traversed their whole kingdom. It must be a small town.
Maybe. But yeah, I was just kind of like, okay, if you feel that way. But
if you feel that way,
yeah, that's most of my answers to most people.
Doesn't affect my life.
I'm gonna do this and that. I'm like, do I still get paid? And do I have to sleep in the same bed as you? Nope. Go ahead, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of funny that at the beginning when the Prince Hans guy met her, and
they're meet cute.
Yeah. And she almost fell in the rowboat.
Water.
Her horse or his horse or whatever is like the wingman. He held the thing and was kind of like looking out for him.
Right.
And so
he's like, I'll help you trick her.
Yeah.
We thought it was cute in the moment.
He's like, I'll give you more carrots. If
right.
You
Little do we
out.
know, the horse was in on it too.
I think her having the Ice Queen, her having the Elsa, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Her having the gloves was a good cop out in whatever time period they're in the 1100s or whatever, because most women had gloves, as far as I knew.
Should we bring back gloves?
Did they ever go away? Aren't we wearing gloves?
Well, I guess we did bring gloves back.
Like a friend of mine posted the other day, somebody was complaining. He was like, oh, something about coronavirus and watch out for the Muslims during coronavirus. And it was like, and then this Muslim lady responded. She was like, I think you're turning Muslim. You're covering your face. You're doing this. And so I was like, huh.
Oh, I did think of how when they Elsa came of age and then they could crown her queen. I guess she had to be a certain age, even though her dad didn't have to be a certain age when he became king. He became king as a child. But
plot hole.
Yeah, or double standards. So anyways, so there's this
hashtag feminism.
Right. What was that again?
Sorry, I had water in my mouth.
Okay, anyway, so the whole scene where they had locked up the kingdom because her powers became uncontrollable and they were afraid she was going to hurt people. Right, and they wanted to hide her away and then try and get things under control, so they locked up all the gates. Nobody was allowed into the castle, I guess. And so when they were doing the coronation, they throw open the gates and there's a whole song about like the doors are open and blah, blah, blah. And it made me think of how Anna, she was the one singing. She was like, oh my God, I get to open the doors. I get to open the windows. I get to go see people. And that's how we're all going to act once we're allowed out of this quarantine.
Yeah.
We will all be Anna. And I will sing that song because I thought it was a really cute song.
How's it go?
I don't know, but it was about doors being open.
It was about doors being open.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like Anna, but I'm still going to wear gloves like Elsa.
Okay.
And no more handshakes. I'm done with handshakes.
Yeah.
That's obsolete.
No more hugging dudes you meet as you bump into them.
Maybe.
On the, what is it, a river or fjord? Is it fjord water?
A fjord is
a body of water? Or is that the land?
I forgot. There's a cool guides for it.
Because it said the fjords and something.
I think it's like a bay, not like a bay, but maybe a small bay or something.
Maybe, because they did say the fjords are all... Hey, Laura.
I can watch this one.
Oh, hey, Bernice, Laura have joined us. Hey, guys. Yeah, so...
Yeah, I don't know what a fjord is.
I don't either.
My phone's recording, so I can't look up fjord.
And I'm just not going to.
And I'm too lazy to.
Yeah.
I have like 3 devices in front of me.
Okay, well,
Someone else look up Fjord.
yeah,
Josh.
let us know.
Of course, Josh will look up Fjord.
Yeah, he'll tell
He's
us.
really late. He said you won't shake my hand. I think we're 2 minutes in the future.
We are. Look, when you look at Facebook, you can see it's like really behind.
It's like my live stream that happened earlier.
Yeah. So can I make my first possibly unpopular opinion?
Go for it.
Since we started talking about music and songs, which the whole thing is anyway.
Keep going.
I do not. I mean, obviously, Let It Go was overplayed. And I don't know where you're going.
Just keep talking.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I'm not here.
Let It Go too much. And then I guess the new song is what was the new one that was all
Let It Go More.
Let It Go More.
No.
Into the Unknown. Into the Unknown. I don't like that one either. I didn't like these songs for a different reason than I just heard Let It Go way too much.
Why do you hate it?
Yeah. So Let It Go.
Michelle's a hater.
I am a hater. Okay, here's my unpopular opinion. I don't like Elsa. I don't know why everybody dresses up like Elsa. I don't know why she gets all the shine. Elsa, sorry. I'll start with the songs though. Elsa's song Let It Go is she was talking about letting go, like, because she grew up with that whole mantra her dad would tell her, conceal, don't feel, and basically hide who you are. So I guess she was in this trapped thing, right? She was keeping who she was to herself, but then she runs away. But then she sings this song that in a different context would be very great. Like, let it go. Don't let the haters get you down. Don't care what people think. Be you. But she ran away to do it. And then like
Facts.
froze the whole village as she did it. And like had this super selfish behavior and like ran away from her loving sister who was trying to accept her. So that's all on you, Elsa. And I didn't think your Let It Go song was that empowering. Nor
it teaches little girls to run away from their families.
Right. Also, Into the Unknown was kind of the same thing. It was about, the song was about her being scared and not wanting to grow and do this new thing. Even though I guess eventually she does it, but the whole song is like, I don't want to do this thing. And I'm going to hide. I'm not going to let people know that I'm hearing this voice singing to me. I'm not going to address what's going on. I'm a big fat avoider of life. And I didn't like that one either. Not a fan of Elsa.
Well, let's address it. Like, it's a running theme through both of the movies because she's a runner. She runs from everything. She doesn't want to let people into her life. She thinks she knows what's best for other people, but she won't let people in. Like, when someone tells you multiple times, especially when they're your family, someone's telling you like, hey, I want to kick it with you. You don't go like, nah, no, you don't.
Yeah.
And then you also kind of talk it out, you know?
Yeah. And I get she had the whole, like her whole life. She was locked up and told not to be who she is and all that. And like, there's some trauma there.
There's the other thing is there's a parenting issue.
Right.
It's the main
I'm
problem.
not putting it all on Elsa.
This movie is just
okay?
about bad parenting.
Yeah. I'm not putting it all on Elsa. I just didn't understand why all the little girls want to dress up as Elsa. I mean, I know it's cool. She gets to, shoot ice from her hands or whatever. But character-wise.
Girls want power too.
Character-wise, I think Anna was definitely the stronger character and the more heroic.
She's more developed of a character.
Yeah.
And she gets the man.
She gets the
brains. She gets the brains.
Yeah, she's full package.
She's caring.
Yeah.
And she gets the man.
I'm not hating entirely on Elsa. She did grow by the end of it. By the end of the second movie, she realized she had a purpose and went and did that. And it was all good, but it was definitely a running theme of like selfish behavior and Anna doing all the work and saving the day. But then, yeah. And also I think Anna, so going back to like music wise, I think Anna got all of the best songs.
Yeah, they were definitely not
they weren't
Broadway
the big songs, but they were the best ones.
Yeah, because to me, that's the thing that's hard for me about musicals. I've never been on Broadway, but I feel like if I was on Broadway, I'd be totally down for Broadway songs. But in a movie, I'm like, this is way too much.
It was too big.
Yeah, it's just like I'm wondering why we. And I'm just like, just do like we saw a whimsical thing. Like I'm going through the market. I'm getting lots of apples.
Well, the
Grapes
Anna
and
songs
pears.
too. She had depth to them, but they weren't these big.
Right.
They didn't get they weren't the marketed songs. They weren't like the big production songs. But for me, they had the most heart and message to them. So that's I don't know. I'm Team Anna. I can't get on board with Elsa.
Ooh. Aaron says Elsa is running away from her family, as least shown as a mistake. That is true.
Yeah,
like
that's
she
true.
learns through all of these things, her mistakes.
Somebody's whistling in the hallway.
That's the beauty of living right next to the elevator. Yeah,
We
like,
should have just started whistling too, like through the door.
Why are you not singing this?
I was trying to.
Is this the version of where you're supposed to do improv? And I go like, hey, you got to do it with me. Hey, no, you have to go, hey, I was wondering if you're really late. You can't do improv.
No, I didn't say I could.
I thought you could at least be like right behind.
I was.
You were like,
No.
hey, I was.
Do it again.
Okay.
Never mind. We'll have to do this.
All right. You don't want to embarrass yourself for everybody.
No.
Yeah. It was shown as a mistake, but I think the thing is it was just kind of, I think from the outside in, it was just kind of funny to, like she was saying, to hear a song that's so empowering and then be like, wait, this song is about her like running away from her family because she just doesn't want to tell them that she has ice hands and that she can maybe hurt people. Like
she has ice hands.
Look, well, I guess I was going to say Mike Tyson didn't run from his family, but he also hit his family. But that's not the point. If you have, I know people who have guns.
Okay.
I'm just saying something that could hurt someone or something or whatever. I know obviously most people have control over their guns, but I'm just saying like, see a therapist. Like it's kind of, you could do a couple of things. I know we're talking about real humans and not cartoons now,
Right.
but it's just like talking about characters.
Well, she lost the only guidance she had, and the only guidance she had received up till then was hide yourself.
Yeah.
So she didn't really know what to do.
Yeah, it's just kind of, and
She
also
did the best she could, I guess.
Also, her mom was magic, right, or
No,
something.
Her mom
she came
was
from
well. We found out in the second movie.
Spirit-believing people.
Well, yeah, her mom was like a part of the indigenous people.
Yeah,
I guess.
So I would think.
Does that make her magic?
Stereotypical.
What is that?
No, well, there was a ton of magic in the second movie, and it was in their land or their whatever.
Right.
So
it was the spirits. It was the spirit stones or something.
I would say stereotypically, I would think her and her upbringing and family would have had her teach her daughter maybe a little bit different about her powers. It was just it was also like a weird use of power. Like if you had a superpower, like thinking if someone had a superpower.
I don't think her mom had superpowers. She didn't realize that maybe a person could have powers.
Yeah, but once you realize someone does have powers.
But nobody where she's from had powers.
I know, but
it was just in the trees and the wind and the rocks and things.
I don't know.
Trees and the winds and the rocks.
I guess
and
it's 1100 too. I was trying to think of somebody who was maybe strong physically and was mentally not our version of strong. And it's like back then they would be like, just lock him up. Sometimes he hits people. Right. And I guess that's kind of the view that they kind of had. It was
that's
like
the thing.
Sometimes she, ices people, so we just need to just lock her somewhere.
The family was very accepting until she zapped her sister.
Yeah.
I told you this was going to be an unpopular opinion. Everybody on Facebook is like defending Elsa. I get it, people. I get it.
We don't care about no Elsa.
I don't care about Elsa.
We're team
Team Anna.
We scroll up. Anna.
I hear it. I know. I get it. Okay.
Look, my brother accidentally hurt me a lot and purposefully hurt me a lot. And he didn't lock himself in a room.
He didn't have magic powers either that were uncontrollable.
Yeah. It's not like she bright burned on everybody.
But they didn't know that she wasn't going to. They were scared of her.
But I'm like, if you would have worked with her.
This is where it also went very Beauty and the Beast for me, too. Remember that opening scene? I was like, this is feeling very Beauty and the Beast. Something about the energy of it or the song, something was Beauty and the Beast. And then later when they locked her up and they called her a monster and everything, it was like,
Oh, that was so sad.
I know. I was waiting for them to come with like their burning torches and all that.
But she would have just iced him.
Yeah.
You know what? Another tie-in.
She almost killed
Breath
a lot
of the Wild.
people. What was the Breath of the Wild? Oh.
The ice and the fire. And yeah.
Yeah.
She should have just froze everybody and then pushed him off a cliff.
She almost did kill that guy.
Oh, yeah, she did.
And wasn't that very Terminator with the ice going slowly towards that guy's head?
Yes.
Doesn't that happen in Terminator
yeah,
with the steel?
His
finger?
And it goes, yeah. Terminator 2. T2.
Yeah.
Found out filmed at the Santa Monica Promenade Mall, whatever it's called.
Huh? Really?
The one that we park in to go to the beach.
Yeah.
Or we used to.
What was filmed there?
Terminator 2.
No, but like
The scene where they're in the mall. And they're in the parking lot. That's Santa Monica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guess I don't really...
So yeah, we know they're cartoons, but just human wise, it's something that could have easily, I think, been fixed with some conversations. I think that's the biggest thing is Anna was willing to talk and see things through and kind of be like, look, I love you unconditionally. Even if you can make ice cubes on demand, like it's like think about it that like if she just would have, if they would just thought, hey, we could profit off of this. We could make ice cubes.
Well, she would have stolen that guy's job.
That guy could have worked for her. He could have hauled the ice cubes. Yeah. He sold the ice.
He could have sold the ice. Right.
And he wouldn't have to go through the treacherous
collecting
the ice going up in the hill. Many men have died for that ice.
She would have saved him.
Yeah.
She did put him out of business when she froze everything. I know she didn't know she froze everything, but
I'm sure there was a stimulus for that.
Maybe. Well, she did. She gave him a new sled. He got a brand new sled.
He did get a brand new sled. That sounds like something rich, entitled queens would do. Hey, here's some money for your sled.
Well, she did. She was like, sorry about your sled. I like that scene where the sled fell and then it exploded like a typical action movie would explode. That was pretty good. So I liked Anna. Elsa was okay, but she was definitely the villain.
You hated Elsa.
Elsa was the villain. Okay. Actually, I think originally she is the villain.
She is, yeah. And
like in movie-wise, like story-wise, I think the Snow Queen is the villain. So she was coming from a villain character.
You know, this was very Star Wars too.
Oh, you stole it. I was getting there.
Too late.
I mean, probably not in the way that you think, but okay, give me your Star Wars.
You're like, Olaf was C-3PO. You're like, no. No, I'm just saying because... You know, Olaf it's kind of like, are you going to go to the dark side? Are you going to the light side? And with the Star Wars chick, the recent one, May. What's her name?
May.
I don't know.
Ray.
There we go. I told you I don't remember names. Yeah, Ray trying to figure out what she wanted to do and her rage and anger and people don't understand her and teenage angst. And, you know, that girl almost killed a bunch of people. And Ray killed people, but for good reason. I don't know. Like when, you know what I'm saying? Like which side's the bad side?
Right.
But yeah, I that's kind of like my Star Wars view of it.
Okay. Well, after the second movie, after Frozen 2, by the end of it, or by like somewhere in the movie, I had an epiphany. And I wrote down that Elsa is Luke Skywalker.
Elsa is Luke Skywalker?
Elsa is Luke Skywalker. Because
I get you.
She caused a bunch of trouble.
Your usual Luke Skywalker theories.
My other unpopular opinion, really don't care for Luke Skywalker.
And why is that?
Ran around causing trouble and whining about it and then running off on his own. And then everyone else had to fix everything and then rescue him. So Elsa is Luke Skywalker.
Who's Yoda?
Olaf?
No, he is not.
Olaf had a lot of wisdom.
He did have wisdom.
And his bumblingness. Olaf was amazing.
But he wasn't like, he couldn't train anybody.
You know what else I wrote down?
He would just stumble into wisdom.
Yeah. But you know what else I wrote down? I wrote down, I want to live in Olaf's world.
I thought about that too, just how amazingly dumb he is.
Everything was amazing to him.
Everything is awesome. Yeah, he enjoyed life.
Yeah. And he was like, I don't know what's happening. It's all crazy, but it's all going to make sense one day.
And like if your leg flies in one direction, you're just like, oh, I need to get my leg.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I have a wart.
Right.
And
Right.
flip out.
And he
Go
also
crazy.
had that mentality of like when like teenagers, maybe, I don't know, but like you're like, oh, once I'm a grown up,
Oh, yeah,
everything's
that was
so much
great.
better.
I love that song.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, yeah, I remember those days. Like, I can't wait till I get my own apartment and my own place. And then you realize, oh, now you're not under the rule of your parents who are paying for everything. You're under the rule of your boss who is paying for everything.
Right.
So you don't have time to enjoy those things per se.
Right.
Because you're working for the man every night and day. Yeah, but I really like that part because I think a lot of things in this movie were obviously speaking to children about growing up and relationships in a way that children might understand, I think most kids will get like the theme of this. They won't. I hope weren't thinking like, oh yeah, all of Elsa's decisions were amazing. But I think they'll understand things like, wow, life is hard at any age, and relationships are hard, and some of the relationships that I have with the people closest to me are possibly the most important ones, and not trying to, like we were saying, like I gotta find a boyfriend. It's like you're 13, just hang out with your sister and hang out with your friends and go on adventures and do all this stuff. And
Well, it's also like Onward. Not going to say too much in case people are on here that haven't seen it, but just about
in the end,
right, recognizing the importance of the people that have been there for you.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say because I just realized I don't want to give it away. We have a whole episode on Onward if you want to go listen to that.
Yeah.
But so here's the takeaway. Here's what Elsa discovered. What Elsa was discovered.
Bada bing.
Yeah, the end of it was kind of made me sad, but also it was cool because she was able to unfreeze the whole town or whatever because the act of love, which we assumed.
That's the power of love.
That's the power of love.
That's pretty good.
Boom, boom.
It was kind of Elvis-y, but
I know. See, here's the thing. I know what things sound like in my head. I hear them properly.
Just not in your mouth.
In my head, and then something happens and it comes out, and it is pretty much never what I meant to do. Anyway, so Anna was told that they could save her by an act of true love, and we assumed it was an act of true love towards her, like her boyfriend kissing her or her other boyfriend kissing her.
She's got mad boyfriends.
Right. And then we realized that it was her showing an act of true love for her sister. That's what it came out to be.
Right.
So here's the big thing, though, is this melted, like it obviously melted her because she survived, but really it melted Elsa's frozen heart because she allowed love in.
The sky's awake.
Didn't know that she could be loved like that because her whole life she had been scorned and told that she should hide who she really is. She wasn't able to be who she was or be loved for who she was. And that's what really broke the curse.
Ooh, which is also like Moonlight, which we reviewed.
Which is also like Beauty and the Beast.
Which is also like
every other
Laurel and
movie.
Hardy. I don't know.
It's always a lesson of love.
That's right.
I was gonna wear my love sweater, but it's too hot.
It's too hot for love sweaters.
To a t-shirt.
My least favorite song was the one that Anna and Hans did.
Which one was that?
That was the one where they went gallivanting the town. It just seemed kind of. It was like they were.
Wait, what was that song? It was like Love is Open, or
it felt like it was like kind of calling on a couple of like not show tunes, but
it made me think of what's the Von Trapp movie, Sound of Music?
I am 16 going on 17.
I am 16 going
maybe that's
on
why.
17.
I was like, you can't steal from that.
Yeah. They weren't singing about age exactly, but they were singing about growing love or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know why it made me think of that song, but it did.
There's a lot of the songs in here actually reminded me of other songs.
Oh, Love is an Open Door, Laura's telling us.
Yeah, Laura, our
with a lot of O's and R's.
Who's an R?
I guess it's Love is an Open Door. I'm gonna stop singing. Sorry, y'all.
It's a musical. Like, what do you know?
But I am non-musical.
I feel like a lot of the songs in both of these movies were like, hey, we want it to sound like this. And then they were like, got you. We're going to like, kind of almost like a car commercial. We're going to change some of the lyrics and change the key. And like, instead of the fourth, we'll use the fifth and things like that.
It was like plug and play for you.
Kind of a little bit. What was the one? There was one in the second movie. It was Lost in the Woods. Made me think it was,
that was
a song
great.
by Chicago.
That was amazing. So you're saying you liked it or you didn't like it?
It's a just say you love me for the rest of your life. Yeah, that one. I was like, this is like, they said, hey, we would like this song by Chicago and just change it up a little bit.
We should look up who did that song.
Who did the other one?
Who the Lost in the Woods or whatever?
Man in the Woods.
Man.
No, that's Timberlake. Yeah, so I just kind of felt like, and the other thing I was thinking about was Elsa always looked like she looked like she was about to go on ice to like skate at a regional skating thing to the greatest love of all. Like she was about to do a greatest love of all routine. I was like, what is up with these outfits? They're really over the top. Her sister was kind of just wearing outfits and random stuff, and she was always like Diana Ross, like, I'm gonna change these crazy outfits.
And every time something happened to her, she got a new dress.
No.
What?
Maybe she's that kind of person. She's like, my boyfriend broke up with me. I'm gonna go shopping.
Yeah, maybe.
My family hates me. The town wants to kill me. I'm gonna go shopping.
But they were all come when she was like transforming or learning something. So, and it sort of seemed like she made, like, were they made of ice? Is that what's going on?
I don't know. They're ice fibers.
Because how did she was like, whoa.
Yeah, she had like this long flowing dress that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that?
Maybe that's a power of ice we don't know about yet.
Somebody look this up for us. Who did the Lost in the Woods song? But I loved that whole scene because it knew what it was, and that's exactly what it wanted to be.
Which one?
The Lost in the Woods.
Oh.
Like the very like 80s.
Oh yeah. That
rock
one was
ballad.
That was very like, this is what we're doing.
With
and they
and
nailed it, and the
visuals.
reindeers singing back up and all that.
Yeah. Okay, so reindeers.
Like, what do we have to say about reindeers?
I love that stupid reindeer. Sven. He was a puppy with horns.
That's what I was going to say.
Like antlers or whatever. He was
anthropomorphism of dogs. What do you say? Karate Kid 2? Yeah.
Yeah. The Glory of Love from Karate Kid 2. Loved it.
Yeah. Is that not the same song? There's so many Chicago songs that are similar.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll be the man who will fight for your honor. That was the jam, baby. Some of you young kids don't know about that.
Look it up.
Look up Chicago once they went pop.
Yeah.
Not when they were doing like funk stuff. All the pop.
I didn't know they did
80s
funk
pop
stuff.
That's all of the Commodores. They were all the same way. Oh. Everybody's like, hey, we're going to do this cool funk stuff. And then the 80s rolled around and people were like, we don't want to hear that. And then they're like, how about ballads about love? And everyone's like, what?
What's amazing?
And they're like, I love this ballad band. And like, that's the only album they have with ballads on it. And that's where all their money came from. But hey.
All right. Back to the reindeer.
Yeah, let's talk about the reindeer.
So he was just a big puppy.
A big puffy puppy?
A big puppy with antlers. And I loved him. And that's all.
And that's all.
I love the side characters. I loved Olaf. Yeah. Was amazing. This movie would have been blah without Olaf.
It's funny. There's a couple of movies I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's a couple of movies like that where the side characters are the only thing that's driving it. Wait, it's something I feel not driving it, but you know what I'm saying? Like they fill in large chunks. It's like cobblestone, and they're like all the stuff in between.
Right.
You would be hitting a lot more bumps.
Right.
If it wasn't for that.
They make the in between moments worthwhile.
Was it? Yeah, I can't remember if it was Spencer Confidential or whatever. One of the movies we watched recently, there was a person in there that really.
Yes. bird or whatever his name was, the falcon, wolf, coyote. His character had some animal name.
Bird, wolf, coyote.
It was Spencer Confidential though.
Oh, okay.
It was
now our neighbors like basing out.
It's Saturday, y'all, and people are just having a good day. Y'all probably can't hear it, but we just hear
maybe
bass and people whistling in the hallway.
Yeah, and the elevator going ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Ka-chunk.
Almost
every day somebody gets stuck in our elevator.
It's a part
they
of
ring
modern
the bell
life.
and ring the bell. The bell doesn't do anything other than tell people you're stuck, but nobody can do anything.
It's kind of like when you get buried alive and they put that bell and you ring it, but it's 2:30 a.m. So
there's nobody there to hear the bell. I don't know.
Yeah, Josh Gad was he was so right for this role.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like what I was saying when we were watching season 2 of Kidding, and I was like, all the things that Jim Carrey has done and a lot of the roles he's taken have been so right for him and they fit so well. And I feel like Josh Gad is like that. He can always play like the dumb guy, but he can play dumb dumb smart or dumb, I guess.
Has he played just a smart? He has, right?
Probably. I just haven't seen it. But like when he was on that NBC show, 1600 Pen, he played a dumb guy who thought he knew everything. And then obviously in Avenue 5, he plays a dumb guy who thinks he knows everything. Right. This one, he plays a dumb, whimsical guy. But he does that so well of like playing either side of that. Yeah. The dumb
This one
coin.
is like the humble, naive guy. I'm not going to call him dumb. He's a snowman. We give him some leeway, right?
Look. He's a snowman. Let's lay off the dumb title.
Right. We give a little bit of credit there. He's doing good for a snowman. So.
Yeah. He doesn't have brain. He has ice for brains.
Hey, Josh.
What?
Do you want to build a snowman?
I forget how the song went.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Do
you want to build a snowman? I don't know how the song went. Do you want to build a snowman?
That's almost, I was trying to do you really want to, do you really want to hurt me, right?
I don't know.
Do you really want to make it of ice? Do you really want to build a snowman? Yeah.
He's going to have
Club.
a really
Listen to
giant
it, kids.
carrot on his face.
That was kind of funny.
That was real weird, yeah.
In the back, and then they push it forward.
That was really funny because as soon as he went all the way through and it was just the little nose, I thought, oh yeah, that's how he looks. They're just going to break off the rest of it. And then it came all the way, and for several minutes, that nose was making me crazy. I was like,
really?
This is not how he's supposed to look. This is not how he looks the whole movie, right? And then it was. I don't know.
You have a long carrot nose. That's what it is. It's just like you don't have a stubby carrot nose.
But they teased me with the short, cute little carrot nose.
He looked like he had,
and it was an actual real shaped carrot.
But the funny thing is,
not the perfect kind.
The short carrot made his mouth look bigger, and it made it look like he hadn't shaved. And for some reason, when they got the full nose, his mouth looked because his mouth kind of protruded.
Yeah.
Without the nose, he looked kind of like when Homer shaves his beard. And so I was like, he looks weird. And so when they pushed it forward, I was like, that looks
yeah, okay. It only took me a few minutes, but for a few minutes it did.
Nah, you were hating him.
It did bother me. I guess maybe Olaf.
Josh said you're body shaming a snowman.
I mean, I said that only for a few minutes. I only body shamed for a few minutes.
He looks like one of those weird poops.
What? Anyway.
Nah, don't act like
Olaf
doesn't have any weird poops.
Was Olaf the BB-8? If we're gonna make Star Wars, he was more than BB-8.
Yeah, I would say BB-8 was the reindeer.
Yeah,
because he didn't talk.
Okay,
actually, he talked way less than BB-8 did. I really thought the
BB-8 doesn't talk.
No, but BB-8 goes.
Oh, does he beep?
He does show tunes, jazz. Yeah, BB-8 makes little noises.
Okay.
I thought the thing was going to talk. I thought at some point he was going to start
talking.
talking.
He spoke in the very beginning when What's-His-Face was making the voice for him. I guess I looked away and I was like, no, we're not going to have a talking reindeer, are we?
Yeah, I didn't know.
I was so disappointed.
That's that should be a bet that people do when an animated movie starts. Like,
are these animals
going to talk or are they not going to talk?
And sometimes there's movies where only certain animals talk. Like there's rules, I guess.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like Family Guy, where you're like, wait, the baby talks, and the dog
Right.
talks, but then these
Right.
dogs don't talk.
But I was glad he didn't talk. And he was just the sturdy sidekick. So what about Kristoff, who you couldn't remember his name either for half the time?
Which one was he?
Kristoff. Kristoff is the guy. Kristoff goes with the reindeer.
Oh, the guy who married Anna, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he was fine. He was
I
cool.
liked him.
He was very awkward, but that's fine. They were both actually awkward, so that's probably why they worked well together.
Anna was,
actually, no, he was the only awkward one.
Yeah.
When
she was
she
very
got
self-assured.
when she got into the carriage, he was like, "Oh, you just met somebody today, and you're gonna marry them?" You're like, "That's weird." And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Nothing." And then they had that weird awkward thing. So
yeah,
who was voicing that?
I looked it up and
Don't remember.
I forgot his name.
I feel like Chris Pratt was in there
Jonathan
somewhere. Taylor Thomas?
I thought Chris Pratt was in there as well.
I feel like he was the other
Hans
guy or something.
Was he Hans? Let me look. I
Hans
don't
Gruber?
think he was Hans.
Was he Hans Gruber?
No. Let's see.
That was a Hans Gruber act out. While she's looking, they actually dropped him from a 20-foot drop, and they didn't tell him that they were going to drop him. He was obviously there was a net and everything.
Who?
The guy who played Hans Gruber. Rest in peace. Forgot his name. So he's holding on. Die Hard, if nobody knows.
Oh, okay.
He's holding on.
Know what you're talking about.
On a soundstage to the ledge, and they go, "Okay, we're gonna count down to 3, and then we're gonna let you go, and you're gonna fall. We're gonna film it, right?" And the director goes, "Okay, 1," and then they let go, and then he falls. So that surprise of him falling is actually him not thinking he's gonna die, but he didn't die till like 25 years later. So
not okay.
Yeah, what was his name?
Okay, so
Sidebar.
Kristoff was played by Jonathan Groff, who he's what's the show I was just telling you about? The
Chicago?
Mindhunters.
Oh yeah.
He's the Mindhunters
Should
guy.
watch Mindhunters. Good show.
And then Hans was played by Santino Fontana, which
that is
I don't know if that's a name. That is an amazing name.
I want to be Santino Fontana.
Santino Fontana. Is it Fontana, maybe?
You killed my father, Santino Fontana. Prepare to die.
All right, so just a quick glance at his IMDb, and we don't know him from anything we watch. But if you have seen Fosse Verdon, he was in there.
Yeah, no, look at the big one.
What? Mozart and the... We didn't watch that.
We didn't watch it, but I'm saying that's what a lot of people know.
Oh,
and then Shades of Blue.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, if you watch that, he was in there. We didn't watch any of these things, though, so I
don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
Live from Lincoln Center, we've all seen that.
But I think he was a fine Hans, and he has an amazing name, so...
Yeah.
Good on you, Santino.
Santino Fandino.
Fontana.
Fandango.
Yeah.
The, what was it?
I remember at one point in the movie, I yelled out, "Is Elsa adopted?" I was confused with where the story was going in the second movie with the whole parents, and then they died, and then they were going to find the fifth element. It became very Fifth Element to me.
What was that? Hello, Mr. Willis. And he goes, "It's
Dallas."
Yeah, it's Dallas.
It's Mr. Dallas.
Mr. Dallas.
It became very Fifth Element. Is when that lady was telling her like the 4 things, and she was like, "And there's a fifth spirit." And I was like, "It's a Fifth Element, and I know who it is. It's Elsa." As soon as she said, "There's a fifth spirit,"
it's the girl that got kicked out from Fifth
Elsa.
Element. Was she the Fifth Element?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the whole thing. That's where you kind of got all lost and didn't know what was going on
confused
anymore.
So
because the tree, the leaves were walking around, and
so how did she become the Fifth Element? Please explain that to me.
I don't really know. So
it's in the wind.
It was in the wind. Became a little Pocahontas for me too.
Oh yeah.
So
what's that song? It's Colors of the Wind.
Colors of the Wind.
Is that?
Then they were
leaves?
singing about a river and like.
I thought it was interesting when they built the dam for the indigenous people, and I was like, indigenous people do dams, but not like concrete dams. That
Right.
sounds
And why are they wanting to cut off their own source of
right.
water?
Yeah,
Like, what?
like I'm like, and they don't have blenders. So what do you need a dam for to generate power? Like what
Oh,
like they still live in tents and huts and stuff. So like, what's the
Right.
dam for? And they live above the waterfall, so it's not like they're having to deal with flooding. If anybody, it's the townspeople that have to deal with flooding
right.
in the thing. And so I was confused, and then when it came out that they didn't really want that per se,
Do you
I was
guys
like,
know?
okay, that makes
Do you
sense.
guys know where the water went after the dam was
Oh yeah.
taken out, and she blocked it with her?
She blocked
ice
it with the
wall?
ice. The water goes back, and then through one of Newton's laws that I can't remember.
Where did it go?
Third.
Did it go
goes
up?
back, and then it does like the water has to then come forward. Like it's a pendulum type situation. It was kind of
Maybe it just evaporated. Like maybe she sent it into the sky.
maybe
Maybe it's gonna rain somewhere.
it's gonna rain later.
She caused a monsoon somewhere
else.
Again,
She-
Elsa not
They're like,
thinking
we're
through
saved, and
all
like
her
5,000
decisions.
people somewhere else are
Right.
dead. Yeah, sounds like Elsa. Everybody's like, no, why are you talking so bad about Elsa? She's amazing. Just let it go, Josh.
She figured things out. She became the fifth element. She moved into the trees. She's
She
whatever.
moved into the trees.
She's protecting the forest now. It's all good.
That reminds me of at least what what's her name was trying to do in Future Man.
What?
Spoiler alert.
Oh, become her Zen
Yeah.
self.
I like how the second one was about change and growth
Mm-hmm.
and leaving things, not necessarily leaving things behind, but yeah,
You mean
I think it's
letting it go.
yeah, it was really about letting it go.
Hi, Jenna.
That's what I think about farts.
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
Don't hold them in.
Don't hold
Just
them in.
let 'em go.
Not unless you're at brunch, which we're not doing right now. And if you're at brunch, you should be
Stop
farted
going to
on.
brunch, and then also, you have to tattle on the restaurant that's open that's hosting brunch. I mean, that's not
Maybe
okay.
you're hosting a brunch.
Well, then that's not okay either.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's something important for kids to know, like the growth that you're gonna have to go through and the change you're gonna have to go through and the different obstacles you're gonna have. And I think also realizing about maybe falsehoods in your life or in your family. Like she had to find out her grandfather was
Oh, right. This whole
was
big
a-
family drama reveal.
a
Murderer.
conquistador essentially.
Right.
Was that world's Christopher Columbus, and coming to terms with that, and then also her parents. I don't think she was mad about it, but her parents never told her like, "Hey, your mom is of these people, and
Okay, Elsa
we
did
know
have
about
to,
magic." They knew about some sort of magic.
Right. They had to process a lot in the second movie because they also found out that the parents were going to search for an answer about Elsa's powers, and that's ultimately how they died.
Yeah,
So she kind of is grappling with like taking ownership, or not ownership, but accepting that. I don't know. She thinks
Right.
it's her fault, which ultimately people make their own decisions. So, but she feels responsible.
but isn't it?
I'm not going to jump on. I've hated
No.
enough on Elsa. I'm not going to
No,
blame
it's
her
not her
parents' death
fault.
on her.
Yeah, it's not a fault. She was born with ice powers.
Right. So,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, learning that, and then also learning that her mom, she has more heritage to her than she knew.
Right. She's like, I'm mixed. No.
What else did she find out?
She's like, I'm a Nazi.
Fire comes from a lizard.
Fire comes from a lizard. Yeah, I didn't understand that lizard.
I don't know. He was super
It
cute.
just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And there was a smoke monster in that.
There was a
film.
smoke monster?
Yeah, wasn't there like remember the smoke and whatever was whirling around and all that type of stuff?
I think she was doing that.
Mm,
The tornado?
I don't know. There's some sort of smoke monster.
There was a tornado, and then also the wind or air or whatever. It was very Captain Planet also.
Yeah, I was thinking about
Right. So earth, water, fire, wind, whatever.
I was so sad when they didn't name the same elements. I was
I
like,
know.
oh. I was like, man, Captain Planet gonna be up in this piece.
They don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Not that they get. I mean, who's gonna?
Who's gonna sue Disney?
Right. I can't remember what I was going towards some sort of point, but I can't remember now.
Is it?
Smoke monster was revealed to be the lizard.
That's what I was thinking, but he was throwing
But he was
fire.
running around. He was creating
Maybe he
smoke.
was creating smoke.
Yeah.
Well, the fire was like this weird something or other. It wasn't like a fire color. It was like purple.
It was
like,
kind of pinkish.
yeah,
fire.
it was like almost. Yeah, it was like that fire, like when you use a blowtorch and it's like 2,000
It
degrees
was
or
Disney
something.
fire.
Disney fire.
Yeah.
I think the funniest thing about this movie, actually both movies, excuse me, which I think is horrible for anyone who ever runs a kingdom. If your parents die and then you and your sister are left, especially being two women, you don't have a party and then immediately leave all your people. And then as a sister, go and leave to find your sister. That leaves no one in charge.
Well, so the first one, she leaves this man she just met in charge of her kingdom.
Right.
And then the second movie,
that's like
she leaves the
like
troll king in charge of her kingdom. The rock troll king.
But this is literally like if we had to go somewhere and instead of locking the door or like calling a friend.
We just told the neighbor?
No, we just the mailman. Like we just saw the mailman on the way out. We're like, hey, I know we've talked 3 times.
Can you keep an eye on our place?
Watch our plays. I know I have like synths and stuff in here and we have passports and whatever. But yeah, it's fine.
It didn't seem like great leadership. Decision making. Yeah.
Yeah, they were not trained at all. Their parents definitely died really quick.
Right.
No training.
So
yeah, but the troll people, they were nice people, and also they're tiny. So
and they saved her life twice. They were rocks, so they could like lay down the law.
Rocks, so they could. Yeah, they could
literally roll over people.
Once again, like in Zelda, you walk up on them, pick them up, throw them off the cliff.
They would sprout arms and then punch you.
That's what they do in Zelda, and you just throw them off a cliff.
Mm.
Like they were sprouting the arms, just you throw a bomb on them, they blow up. They're rocks.
I don't know about
hit them with a sledgehammer. But I would trust the trolls over some random dude.
Over the rando that just showed up.
I would trust trolls over people.
Which I was right.
Totally.
He ended up being a bad guy.
Yeah, he was a jerk.
So
he was willing to kill both of them.
Yeah.
Double murder.
That guy.
Whatever his name is.
Hey, we haven't talked about also Anna's song in the cave. That things got real bleak and real dark.
Oh yeah.
When Olaf fades away into his, what'd I say? I turned around and I said, I don't feel so well, Mr. Stark.
Oh yeah.
He started dematerializing.
He's like, I'm flurrying or whatever.
Yeah, I'm flurrying. Yeah, my flurries.
I've related to that. I'm like, I don't feel good. I feel like I'm flurrying. I'm gonna start saying that.
I'm flurrying.
I'm like, I'm flurrying.
I don't know what that means, but I guess does that mean take you to the hospital? Because Olaf was dying.
It's not. Well, you never know. All he knew is he was flurrying. He didn't know he was dying.
I think he knew he was dying.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because he was like saying his goodbyes. He was like, he understood.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He's like, I bequeath my carrot nose to the reindeer.
It is funny she picked up all his non-snowman pieces, which I don't know why they stayed because they didn't come from, anyway, whatever. But she picked up all his pieces. But, okay. Got real dark, and I thought, this is a kid's movie? Kids are having to grapple with this whole stuff. And then she sang that song that was like, things are really bleak. Things are really bad.
It was like Metallica's One.
But I need to move forward one step at a time, one day at a time, whatever. Make the next right decision was the whole song.
Yeah.
And I thought that was probably, I'm surprised. Maybe that one's just not so commercial, but that song actually has a great message and is probably the best one of all the songs.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all. I thought it was
It was
a
because she dusted herself off.
A really dark scene.
And she did it on her own because Olaf was
gone.
fading away.
Yeah.
And there was no man to give her advice. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, like when we were kids, you know what you should do? Or her dad would be like, you can do anything and blah, blah. She was just like, she did the whole Ayn Rand thing. She pulled herself up by her own bootstraps.
Strength within herself.
Right.
And move forward.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was a really good scene.
Nobody can motivate you
and a really
but
good song.
Or other people.
That I had not heard until now, which I thought was strange.
Well, if you had kids, you would.
They should have sang that song on the Oscars instead of the other song.
The one with the
Aurora. Yeah.
The orca song?
Yeah, the orca. Her name's Aurora, not Orca.
No, I'm saying like an
I know.
orca. Yeah. Okay. I was like, huh? I was like, I know.
know.
Oh yeah, that was one thing I noticed too. Is even in cartoons, people wear shoes on the bed. What is the deal with people wearing shoes on the bed?
TV shows, cartoons,
Real life. I've
Real
had
life.
people come over our place, put their shoes on my couch. You come over my place, I'll put your shoes on my couch. Matter of fact, take your shoes off. I don't want COVID couch. And don't you put your feet on my we paid money for this.
So they
Feet
climbed
don't
into
go
bed.
there.
Maybe those are their house shoes and they feel like it's okay for them to be on the bed.
That's a castle, man. Castles are dirty. I don't care what you say.
They're always dirty shoes.
They're always
Yeah,
dirty shoes.
I don't. That's and yeah, on TV shows too. Everyone just climbs into their bed with their dirty sneakers on. Actually, they're clean set sneakers, so maybe that's why nobody thinks of this. But
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like you're
Ooh,
talking
my
about the
hatred of
coffee
cup.
cups that aren't full.
If you're on a TV show, listen up, people.
Like, whoa, this coffee's hot.
Right, you're swinging it all around. If you're on a TV show and you are given a beverage to hold and you're supposed to pretend to drink it or whatever, just put some water in the cup so you can actually treat it
Just a
like
little
it
bit of
has
water.
beverage in
Or
it.
to add some weight, just a little bit of mercury.
Just something. Don't be slinging it all around. So stupid. Exactly, Aaron
Yeah.
Levitz.
Yeah.
Who doesn't
Josh was hating
love
on Anna.
Kristen Bell.
But Kristen Bell's great.
I heart Kristen Bell. I added her when I
Added.
added her on Instagram. I said, at Kristen Annie Bell, you're welcome on the podcast. Welcome on the podcast anytime.
And that got buried in this 4,000 notifications
Right.
of
I
people
of
being
course
like,
did not hear back.
I started a new makeup line. I'd love for you to try out.
But I do love me some Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
So I might be a little biased about like the whole Elsa Anna thing. The other thing, okay, this is the last thing I'll say about Elsa. And this doesn't really have anything to do
You
with
have a
character.
crush and a hatred.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with character or any of that. It has to do with Idina Menzel. Like, I just don't think I enjoyed her performance of
Her
Elsa.
singing or her talking?
Singing was fine, obviously.
She's talking too, right? She wasn't.
Yeah, yes, Elsa.
No,
had-
I don't know. Sometimes they have different singers.
Right. Now they make everybody do everything. You don't
Like,
get
sorry,
the part
if you want the
can't do it
check, you
all.
got to do both things.
Right. But I thought that she was just kind of flat. Like her line, I felt like she was like the older aunt, like the sophisticated aunt, not this girl's older sister who had special powers. Like it was too.
Maybe that's part 3. She finds out
Which-
she's actually the aunt.
Right. Which I get is a part of her character, right? She's not very well socialized and she's scared and she's, all these things. I get that. But I felt like everything just came out so like flat. Like there was nothing
She was like,
there.
Johnny 5.
Yeah. I don't know. What did you think? Did you notice or did you care?
I don't know much about her, so I can't really say
Everything
much.
just came out too perfect, I guess is what I mean.
I don't like saying this, but I just like ever since when the movie came out and I heard her sing and everything, I was like, okay. It's just not. I think like for me, she's very Broadway,
Yeah.
and I don't come from that world, so if somebody's like super Broadway, it's very hard for me to just like get in that vibe with them. Like Kristen Bell obviously is not Broadway. Or somebody who just sings like it's just a different vibe. And I think we've even seen that on like, I don't know, The Voice or whatever. And somebody's like, you did show tunes, right? And they're like, how did you know? And they're like,
Right.
yeah, there's like a
you
thing.
can tell.
It's like Disney Channel or whatever. Not dissing any of that because, I've learned to like, even the stuff I don't like, I have to respect like people's craft. Like Idina Menzel crushes what she does and like Raven Simone crushes what she does and all that stuff, but it's just kind of like not my thing. So I think for me, I'm like, so I feel better when, it's just kind of like different. It's just a genre thing. Like I'm not going to sit here and listen to, old country, but new country. I'm like, like the Nationwide guy. I'm like, that guy's talented. I'm like, yeah.
You don't like the Nationwide commercials?
I don't like his style of music. It's
Okay.
like,
I don't know who.
If you play me like some opera music or some Johnny Cash or, some Waylon Jennings or something like that, I'm like, all right, cool.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right. You don't like her Broadway vibe. Erin did point out, as though she was concealing rather than feeling, as the character should.
That is...
I get it.
That is true. And I think that's the hard thing sometimes with...
She did too good,
cartoons. I think that's the thing with cartoons. Like, obviously, depending on how you view it, you may be viewing a character, a drawn character, and then the voice of the character as two separate things.
Right.
As when you kind of see the person's face and them actually speaking, it kind of melds it into one.
Maybe that was it. There's something that just didn't vibe. She felt like other to me. She didn't feel like she vibed with the whole everything else.
Ooh, hold on. I loved her in Uncut Gems. Ooh,
yeah. I'm not hating on
Idina
Idina.
In Uncut Gems.
Yeah, she was great.
So maybe she should have just been in this movie. Everyone was animated and it was just her. That'd be weird. Yeah. She just kind of... It becomes a...
They turn Elsa into a Jersey wife.
Type thing, yeah. She's wearing like pearls and stuff. She keeps changing the outfits that are 2 sizes too small for her.
We're not too mean, Josh Collier.
You're too mean, Josh.
He said, when I make it big and make a movie, you guys can't review it. You're hashtag too mean. We're not too mean. I'm
sure there are...
just gushed over Kristen Bell.
You've got to be able to take criticism for people that no one knows.
This is truly more of a reflection of how I feel about the director and the people who made Frozen.
You mean John Lasseter?
Whoever.
Who's been ousted.
That does sound like a name I read when I looked at the Wikipedia page.
He was in charge of animation for all of Walt Disney, and he's the reason why Pixar became huge.
Well, animation
and then he did
fine.
some inappropriate stuff, and now he's disappeared, just like Olaf did.
Oh, but Olaf came back.
John Lasseter might come back. We'll see. Give him a couple of years. Kind of like when that guy called those women nappy-headed hoes. He was gone for like 2 years, and then
back. He came
back, and everybody's like, "Yeah, it's fine."
Who else is here? There's 9 people watching.
Hey, 9 people.
Identify yourselves.
Identify yourselves.
Who's here?
Drop your weapon.
Yeah. What did you guys think of Frozen 1 and 2? Are we being too mean?
Do you have any questions for us?
Overall, I like them.
Yeah, I liked it. I like everybody.
Let us know if you got a question.
I have a hard time with most child-based animated films.
Child-based?
I'm more of an adult animated film person.
I see.
Or a show. So
yeah, I was like, I'm
not really like the clientele, and then I don't have children either, so I don't have that whimsical like heart to be able to understand like that different point of view that I would if I had children. So I think that's part of it too.
Laura says Frozen 1 was probably her favorite. I agree.
Yeah, Frozen 2 was fine.
It was fine.
It was definitely, that's what I was thinking. Frozen 1 was not a complex story. Like, you can boil it down into like a 5-minute story. And that's good for most people to grasp. And then 2, yeah,
got too complicated for you.
It was like a Star Wars movie where I was like, wait, what? And how many? And wait, you have to, and which moon blew up? And not the first 3, but the last 3. There was just stuff that happened in there. And you're like, you guys are trying to put a lot of stuff in here that we don't really need, but that's fine. Like the Firemander. That's what I call it. Firemander.
There you go.
Let's see. Yeah.
How long have we been on here? Because I didn't know we were going to have so much to say about Frozen.
We always think we don't. And then we do. And then we have tangents.
Yeah.
And whatever.
It was complex. Aaron says, be glad you skipped Frozen Fever and Olaf's Frozen Adventure. Those were not good. Oh,
we were like, maybe we should watch those shorts.
But I don't know what Frozen Fever is, but I'm sad that anything with Olaf was bad.
What about Aaron? What about the Lego one? We saw there's a Lego one.
Yeah, let us know. But there was a scene in the middle of the movie somewhere, and I thought this right here, this section feels like an Olaf short.
In the second movie?
Within the second movie, yeah.
Oh, because they know it was like a Family Matters situation. They're like, ooh, Urkel, give him more screen time.
Oh, give him more screen time. Yeah, because he had his own moment. What was he doing? He was singing about everything's going to make sense when I'm older, I think.
But I thought that was good.
I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was cute. It just you could literally just cut that section out and play it as an animated short. What's Laura saying? That's a lot of words. Oh, Aaron has not watched the Lego one yet. Laura says, I liked how Disney did a love story between two strong women who are both good role models instead of the typical love story between the helpless princess and the strong prince.
You fell for their marketing plan, Laura.
I agree. I like that it was a sisterhood.
Traveling pants?
Yeah, and then he was pretty much their support.
Yeah.
I agree.
He wasn't the muscle. He was some of the muscle because she had a lot of muscle. And did Anna do any stuff?
Yes. Anna saved the day like 25 times.
She did. Well, yeah, she but I'm saying she didn't do any like fighting or anything like that, did she?
Did anybody do any fighting?
I guess they fought that the snow monster, the snow bouncer.
I don't know. But she didn't need to fight. Like there wasn't like this. That wasn't this kind of thing. Oh, she did. She socked the crap out of.
Oh yeah. The guy that tricked her.
Yeah.
Tried to kill her.
She's like Pam. Pam.
Pam.
I don't know. Too quick to the noggin.
Well, I thought you were reading that. Too quickly. I'm like, who wrote too quick to the noggin? Where did he go after that? He fell into the water. But they put him in jail, or did he just let him drown?
The synopsis I read said he was arrested for whatever, but I don't think we ever saw that. And the townspeople turned real quick. Like all the people in the balcony that were like pitchforks against Elsa, all of a sudden were like,
they're like, oh, okay, cool.
You're
I think once they knew that like she had the power back, they were like, oh, let me get on her good side before we all get our heads chopped off.
Could be.
Because remember, they're still subjects.
She did, yeah.
She was actually very okay. Here we go.
She was pretty harsh.
Elsa was a good queen because when she came back from everyone trying to kill her, she could have killed the whole town.
Oh, that's true.
She was very nice. She killed no one.
Hi, Jeff.
So I will go on record saying, good job, Elsa. I was going to do an okay symbol, but people have been like harping on that. Yeah, I'm like, I'm black. I could do anything I want with okay symbols.
We say, well done, Elsa. She did handle her business.
Okay. Like you're sipping tea.
Yeah.
She was good.
Yeah.
Any Jeff joins like towards the end.
I know.
Go back and watch the whole thing, Jeff. Start from the beginning. You can't cheat and cut line. Josh, I prefer the helpless prince being saved by the strong princess. Has that happened yet? Did that happen in like Tangled or something? I don't think there's a dude in Tangled. I haven't seen it.
There's probably a dude in Tangled. It's a Rapunzel story.
But I'm saying like where she saves the guy, where the girl saves the guy. Is there a Disney movie like that yet?
Well, I think this one she saved the town, so she saved the guy.
Like, no, I mean
they saved everyone.
I think like maybe the guy,
like he's tied up on the train tracks, and she saves him. Kind of.
I think it would be cool if there was a guy who thinks he's tough, but ultimately the girl that he's courting like fights and like solves all the problems. Oh, that actually happens in Disenchanted. In Matt Groening's Disenchanted, that's essentially what she does.
Yes, but Disney movie.
I don't know of one.
Probably
there might be one, but I don't know. There's gotta be.
Laura says maybe The Lion King. How so?
Yeah, explain yourself. Explain yourself. In The Lion King,
I
haven't seen The Lion King in a while, so I can't remember.
I don't know.
All I know is there's hyenas, and he can't wait to be king.
What does Nala do in The Lion King?
She does
they fall in love.
And she bats the eyes.
I really can't remember.
I need to rewatch it now that we have Disney Plus.
We haven't seen the new one.
Thanks to
this episode was sponsored by.
We're paying for Disney Plus. Thanks, Mark. If you're listening from the grave, Mr. Disney.
Oh, okay.
No, not the
what?
The silent partner. My response is above. The Lion King. The Lion King. All right, we'll have to watch The Lion King and then see what that is, what that's all about. Yeah. Frozen 1 and 2 in the can.
We did it.
Not on the can, but in the can.
We did it. We watched
both
them both
of them after 8 years on the first one and only 5
Does anybody know
months.
how old they are? This was
That was
trying to. I was
yeah.
trying to add up the years because it was 6 years. In Frozen 2, she mentions that it had been 6 years since her parents died. So we know that this movie takes place 3 years after the first one. Because in that one, it had been 3 years since the parents died. So maths.
She knows math.
But I couldn't figure out what the coming of age was when they did the coronation for Elsa in the first movie. So I'm guessing 18 or 21,
16,
maybe?
18.
16? We don't really know.
She's Latina.
Stop. So if anybody's done the maths there.
Quinceañera.
Well, you don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. I was just curious.
Yeah. Because somebody's going to be like, man, they take this way too seriously.
Right.
Like they're real people. They're just ones and zeros put together inside of a weird 3D space.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
guess we're done. I guess that's it.
Please check out Hey We Just Saw a Movie.
Subscribe.com. We have lots of other episodes.
Yeah.
We know you're all sitting at home watching a bunch of Netflix,
so go
watch some of the movies.
Then
check out our podcast.
Then check out the podcast. This month we've got a bunch of stuff.
We put the schedule up on one of our Facebooks and also the Instagram.
Instagram's the best place to get the information. Like if you're friends with us, we'll post on the Facebook. But Instagram's the best place to probably get information. Because right now, our website is done through Simplecast, and Simplecast won't let you put announcements up.
And our Instagram is...
Hey, we just saw a movie.
Exactly.
So it's really simple.
Find us. Follow us. Tell your friends.
Yeah, please tell your friends. We like doing this, but we would like some sort of a following, to be honest.
We like it when people listen, too.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've got... every day this week, we got a new episode coming out of episodes we haven't put out, some going back to almost 2 years ago when we conceived this idea after seeing 8th grade in a parking lot at
we didn't
Whole
watch
Foods
the movie in a
365.
parking lot.
No.
We recorded the episode in a parking lot.
Yeah.
Let's see, what do we have coming up? All right, we have Cats.
Yeah.
Cats is going to be up on Monday.
Yeah.
Cats, Just Mercy, 1917. Uncorked, The Spy Who Dumped Me, 8th grade. Jumanji Next Level, Groundhog Day, because that's what we're all living in right now. And Blind Spotting.
Yeah.
That's our April.
So Monday through Sunday, we'll have new episodes that we're old. And then we're doing Thursdays for just new regular weekly episodes. And then we'll do another live one, which will be Groundhog Day.
On the 25th? Oh, yeah, I think we're doing Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. So, yes, please go to the archives, tell your friends,
send
tell
us
your
messages,
mom, tell your pa.
Suggest your movies.
Yeah, suggest a movie, give us encouragement. We're people too. You know, we thank you guys for jumping on Facebook and chatting with us. And we may have missed some of the chats, but we'll go through them and whatnot. So, yeah.
All right.
Thank you guys
Stay
for
safe,
hanging
be
out.
healthy.
Yeah. Don't go outside
Stay home.
unless you live in the woods.
Yeah.